Welcome. This is a demonstration video of the 25-27 Reengagement Data Report intended for grantees who are returning from the 23-25 biennium. The video will provide an overview of the changes that you can expect in this biennium's data report. The changes really have been made to minimize unnecessary or unusable data and to maximize the utility of the collected data. While you'll find that primarily the data that you've been collecting will be the same, there are a few new collection items as well as many differences that you'll want to be aware of. Because this video really can't cover all the changes, it's really strongly recommended that you read the entire 25-27 data manual. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the changes. One of the changes is that we'll just be using one smart sheet for your organization for the entire biennium. And what you'll find is that there will be, as a result of this, some columns which are marked year 1 and year 2. Those year 1 and year 2 columns will only be visible in the year of reporting, but they will all be on the same spreadsheet. It also means that for one youth with one period of participation, they'll just have one row on this in this data report. Okay, we're going to be using some conditional formatting. We'll talk about that a little bit when I do the demo. And then there's going to be changes to titles and instructions, drop down and answer formats that you're going to want to be paying attention to. So I said that there are a couple new data elements, and they're listed on the slide here. For that educational service placement for high school completion, there will be a column which asks if the participants class schedule is delivered online. You'll also be completing the total number of high school credits that the Reengaged youth has earned at start date. And you'll find a column or a data element where you're going to be answering if the youth actively attended their educational services either until their end date or through to the end of year 1 or year 2. In addition, a couple of optional columns are now required, and so legal middle name is required, the last school the youth enrolled in for high school completion before their start date, that's also now a required field, as well as outcome and gains made each reporting year. We've also removed some columns which are listed on your slide there. And so then I said that the information that you'll be giving will be primarily the same. And so I've got some examples of how it's the same information, but it's reported in a different format. So for example, there you won't find a column labeled entry status or end status. Instead, you'll see different yes/no questions, which are broken out and basically address the youth status when they enter the re-engagement program and the youth status at end. And then for educational placement, we'll be asking for the type of school or program instead of your typing in the school or program name when you actually place them in their educational services. Academic progress is still based on whether they have high school credits earned on their transcript or whether they've passed official GED exams in that reporting year. However, the way that you're going to answer that information is with a yes/no drop-down response. Living situation is asked a little differently. The question will be if the youth has experienced any housing instability at any time over 6 months leading to the time when they enroll in the re-engagement program. And so at this point, I'll just toggle to the sheet here and we can take a look at some of these elements real briefly. I mentioned that you're going to be seeing some conditional formatting. The colors are actually giving you a sign to when the collection time is. Beige is for collection time at start date, and blue is for collection time at end date or end of program year. The green is at achievement with the high school credential earned and the date or that educational service placement. Gray indicates an optional column. And then once the information is filled in, then you're going to see the conditional formatting disappear. The conditional formatting is also going to signal if there's some incorrect information, and so you'll see fields in pink and red. For example, if I accidentally put the start date under birth date, you see that the conditional formatting is going to give me that idea. And so let's go ahead and we can conclude our PowerPoint. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Molly Burns, or your grant manager. And thank you for watching our video.